1. Curiosity. As we grow up, it's very natural to be curious about our bodies, the bodies of others, and human sexuality in general. In many cases, experiences with pornography, masturbation, and other sexual outlets start out motivated by simple curiosity. We can be exposed to these things by accident, through our own efforts, or through friends and family members. In any case, it's usually a natural curiosity that lures us in. If your child's behaviors are at this early stage, with the right education and tools, it's often not very difficult to break them free. Stage 2. Excitement and pleasure. After the initial discovery, many individuals start using sexual outlets recreationally. That is, they find it exciting and arousing. It's a very convenient and powerful way for the responder to feel pleasure, to cope with boredom or mental burnout. In fact, pornography viewing, masturbation, and other sexual outlets mimic real sexual intimacy and trigger the brain into releasing powerful neurochemicals like dopamine and endorphins, producing a rush or a high. Again, with the right education and tools, an individual in this stage can quickly make some positive progress. Stage 3. Self-medication. Sexual outlets and behaviors release the same kinds of neurochemicals commonly experienced with illicit street drugs, alcohol, and prescription drugs. What starts out as recreational use can quickly lead to an escalating drug of choice for self-medication, escape, and a rush or high. Over time, the responder learns that the quickest, easiest, most potent solution for feeling emotionally blasted, things like anger, stress, boredom, or loneliness, is a sexual outlet. Once in this stage, the individual usually needs to go through a detox period and create some boundaries so the brain can get a break from the neurochemicals and start responding to normal, healthy pleasure experiences. In this stage, change takes longer, but with consistent effort, freedom from unwanted behaviors can be achieved. Stage 4. Dependency. When pleasure is easily and instantly accessible, can be produced on demand, and experienced repetitively, for example, internet pornography or online sex coupled with masturbation, it can become addictive very rapidly. As a person repeatedly uses sexual outlets as their primary strategy for pleasure, escape, and coping, their responder begins to believe that this is the way to deal with the stresses of life. They can get to the point where sexual outlets and behaviors become a central focus in their life. Their thoughts become dominated by sexual images, urges, and fantasies. Increasing amounts of time, effort, and energy are expended on anticipating and preparing for their sexual outlets, engaging in them, or fighting the urge. Their brain can begin to interpret sexual outlets as a need, just like food or sleep. Over time, they become dependent on the chemical release they get through their sexual behaviors. They find themselves going back again and again, despite the negative consequences. Their responder is constantly seeking relief and is convinced that they must have their sexual outlets to survive, that they've got to get that neurochemical rush to be able to function in life. They try to stop, but they can't. Just as those who struggle with drugs and alcohol, they have developed a chemical dependency. If your child's behavior has progressed to this point, don't give up hope. It can all be worked through. This stage is full-on addiction and takes the greatest amount of time and effort to overcome. Strong boundaries and intensive intervention are needed, but it absolutely can be done. There is a good chance that in addition to Candeo, you may need to seek assistance from a counselor or therapist with expertise in this area. The good news is that the brain is neuroplastic, meaning it is moldable and changeable. Addiction circuitry can shrink and be replaced with healthy behavior circuitry. In this way, the fact that the teen or young adult brain is not yet fully developed, is actually an advantage. While an adult brain is still very neuroplastic, the teen or young adult brain is even more so, and responds very well to the principles and tools of brain change.